What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Candid Conversations. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley. We back again today with another live stream. As you can see, eyes a little puffy, man. I almost overslept, man. I talked to you earlier,
Right.
and I went back to sleep. Taking a nap, and my body just woke me up. Said, "Hey, you got a show," and I jumped smooth up out the bed. So
You
say,
off
"Hey,
today?
we
You
got
was
to."
off today or something?
Yeah. I'm off today. I don't have to
Oh
work
man,
today.
not
Yeah,
like being
so I
off on a
said,
Monday, baby.
Man, it's great. It's great being off during the weekday is great because most people
Yeah,
are at work, so they don't bother you.
exactly. That part.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah,
So, but man, y'all see the topic for today. So to just break it down, is did he really want to be a father? So the question we're asking today is that for the women who have had children, especially the ones who were not married, did the father of your children really want to be a father? Or did you just want a baby and you twisted his arm, manipulated, and basically badgered him into having a child? Or he previously told you he didn't want a child, you got pregnant anyway. So, I mean, we have to talk about it because when it comes to things like that, I mean, there's no sympathy for men when it comes to that. None. I mean, just growing up, all the years I heard, anytime a man has put himself in a bad situation with a woman, it's like it's his fault. It's your bed. Hey, you made the bed, you got to lay in it. I heard that my whole entire life. But it seems to, when it comes to women, they escape accountability. And when I say you chose to be a single mother because you didn't marry before you carried, that's a problem. Oh no, he was this, he was that, he was that. Ma'am, I got all of that. If you did not require him to marry you before you laid down with him and you got pregnant, you chose to be a single mother. Just like him laying down with you and not marrying you, he pretty much chose to be a single father. He chose to be a part of whatever consequences were going to come. So why is it when we say that it's such a problem? It's because women lack accountability from time to time. What's your thoughts?
I agree 100% on that. Now, ladies, we not, we're not trying to. Um, we we not putting y'all against the firing squad and just shooting rounds at you. That's not what this is about. But
No.
it how different would the world be if there was a transparent conversation between a man and a woman and her just asking, do you even want to be a father? So she will know. Now, I don't know how many men will admit to this, but I think that percentage, that number would be a high percentage of a no, big time.
Yeah.
And just like my boy Brandon just actually said, which I'll elaborate on, that this this whole baby thing, it's not set up for us. It's not set up for us.
Yeah.
Um, if I would have had those conversations, I promise you, my answer would have been no. It just would have, because at the time in my life when I did have, when I was my kid, I was selfish. I really didn't want any. So to be perfectly
Yeah.
honest with you, and I knew I may have wanted some, but I didn't want none at that given time. So if we would have these conversations between men and women to really see what a man actually thinks, opposed to just having a kid where he really don't have no say so in the matter anyway, because at the end of the day, it's the woman's right to have that kid. We
Yep.
have no say so in the matter. But what we're pretty much trying to ask you, what we're pretty much trying to say, ladies, is that most likely that situation would have been highly different if you would have had a candid conversation and asking that man, do you even want to be a kid? Now, here's the catch 22. Is this as she's pregnant or before she's asking a hypothetical question just to know future reference. I mean, ladies, y'all can chime in on
Yeah.
this at any given time because I guarantee you that number percentage would have been in the high 90s. I guarantee you. Now, are men going to come out and actually be 100% honest and say yes or no? That's a question I don't know. But for me, it'd have been a no for me. For me.
Yeah, I would say, most men are not going to say that, especially ones who currently have kids now, because and what they'll say is some will say it, but they'll preface it as, I love my kids, they're the best thing that ever happened to me, I love them to death. But if I had a chance to do it differently, I probably would have done it differently. I think that's going to be most men's argument right there, is not necessarily that I wouldn't wanted kids at all. It's just that the situation and the circumstances I had them under, if I could go back and change it, I would do so. And I think that's the argument for most men.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I agree on that 100%. Is that who's that?
Lisa, she said the woman is always left holding the bag at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean that's I can see, but y'all made it that way. If you want to
Yeah,
talk about that, then y'all
yeah.
made it
Let's
that
talk
way.
about it.
You took away
Yeah,
you took
yeah.
away father's rights.
Mm-mm,
My
mm-mm.
body, my choice, took that right away. So it put everything on the shoulders of the woman. Now I get it, because back in the day, guys just, dad left, went to the corner store, got some cigarettes, and never came back. Cool.
Right.
I got that. And the laws are set up for when those things used to happen back in the day. But we're not like that today. Dude could move to Dubai and live or live somewhere in a foreign country where there's no technology, and we'll still be able to find him some kind of way and at least know where he is. But back in the day, dude moved 11 miles away and start a whole new family. You never see him again.
Right.
But the way the things that the reason it's set up like this today, and why women hold the bag at the end of the day, because women chose to. This is women's choice. It's your choice, and if you don't want the child, you can easily get rid of it without our say so. I mean, that's it's that simple. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to consult anybody for your decision. Now, certain states have gotten very staunch on abortion. Like Texas just passed that. I think the heartbeat bill. So like soon as the baby has a heartbeat, you can't abort. And the women in Texas are pissed, and I get it, rightfully so, because hey, I believe you. It's your right to choose. But I believe men also need to have a right to choose. So, like as Dave Chappelle said, I said all the time, Dave Chappelle said it. If you can kill him, I should at least be able to abandon him. It's that simple.
Right.
My
And,
money,
and
my choice.
right, right. And so and I get what Lisa is saying. I don't want to be insensitive to women's thought
I
process
get
on
it.
this matter. I mean, I get it. I mean, for me and Brandon, you were definitely right. For me, it would be like, the conversation be, if she would ask, I'd be like, no, not at this time. I don't want to, you hear people say all the time, let me make the decision. Let me be able to make the choice. If we have a conversation like that, and if women are willing to have an open dialogue or conversation like that, hey, do you even want to be a father? At least she knows where that guy's head is at, opposed to force that now she's going to have the kid. Now the dude's going to, you know, he's going to be like, whether he likes it or not, he's in a situation.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of men don't want to be in that situation. So, Lisa, to your statement saying women are left holding the bag, like Brandon said, you made the decision. It's like my mom said, and it goes on both guys. Uh, you should have used protection, or hey, you should have
Yeah.
kept your legs closed, or whatever the case may be. And then when the protection, the birth control, or the condoms, one may pop or go bad, or she misses a pill, now we're in a whole different situation. Now these are situations I've been in. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you feel as if, for me, I'm like, you feel trapped up. You're like, okay, now I got to be in this situation that I don't want to be in. Okay, so I got to step up and do what I got to do. But if men were asked straight up front and honest, now the women are going to say things like, "Oh, he's been left holding a bag," or, the kids always left with us, blah 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 blah. But imagine if you would have asked him that question if he wanted to even be a father, and if he'd have said no, you wouldn't even be in that situation. But how many people are having those conversations though, Brandon?
Not many. I mean, they're not even the millennials and then was the Gen Z. They're not even having a conversation. They just hopping straight into bed and asking questions later. I mean, it's just what it is. And that's the way we're going. Like we're going to a place where the whole getting to know you and romance and wine and dining, that is dying. They just hopping straight into bed and asking questions later. But when it comes to women, come on now, 33 forms of birth control, abortion, adoption, you put them up for adoption. Put the man on child support, even if he can't pay it, they're gonna put him in jail, suspend his license, and he's gonna be forever tied to the system, paying it to the system. And then assistance, you get assistance, government assistance for having children. The more you have, the more assistance you get. So there are fail safes for women. I mean, dude, you got so many. I just named off a bunch. Ask me how many we got for men. Condoms and abstinence. That's it. That's it. Condoms and abstinence. And Anthony, what's up, my brother? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, share, like, and share for me, brother. But yeah, I mean, it's and I get it. I get it, ladies. I get it. But like I said, I can't feel sympathetic for you when, as soon as I give my autonomy away, and I give my as soon as my outsides go into your insides, all my rights are gone. So how do you think me as a man feels?
Right.
So it's hard for me to be sympathetic when you have, I mean, every advantage when it comes to reproductive rights.
Every advantage. I mean, I just wish. And me and Brandon, me and you, we have off-topic conversations. For the few women, and it is not that many. Please, ladies, don't think that number is staggering high, breaking records. For the few women that do speak out on the unfairness of men, I just want to say I appreciate it, because it's not that many.
No,
it is not that many, and it's not. Will I say it's people that I know? Not hardly. I'm talking about people I just see on social media. Or maybe I can count the number of women that I know personally on one hand who speaks on the unfairness of men. That's one hand. That ain't nothing to brag about. So it goes to show, not only do men have society and the world against them, it's got a high percentage of women that's against them too. So who is the system? When it comes to a child? Who is the system set up for? It sure as hell ain't set up for men. And there's no argument on that, ladies. Trying to refute that or above that, it's going to make me question your intellect. Because I'm like, it's obvious. It's in our face. It's been in our face for years. The system is not designed when it comes to kids for guys. It's just not.
No, so it's not. It's not. And I understand it being that way, but I was listening to a guy, Coach Greg Adams, and I watched a good little bit of his content, and he was talking about how women are always painted as the nurturers and being better at child rearing and, being better at, raising children and nurturing. And he pushes back against that somewhat, because he said they're only better because that's the role that they chose. That's the role that, that they were put into. That's what they chose to do. Said they didn't choose to go out and fight the saber-toothed tiger and the woolly mammoth, and hunt down wild beasts. No, they stayed in the caves or in the huts and took care of the children and, prepared the household or whatever, because, men were the providers and the hunters. That's what we went out and did. Women raised the children. He said, and it's a small sample size, of course, but there are segments of single dads who have full custody. And of course, the studies have been done on kids who comes from single mother households versus single father households. Even though the sample in single father households is small, kids have done better in single father households than they've done coming out of single mother households. Sample size is small, but the statistics are the statistics. Now you go look that up, Google it, whatever, do your research. People are lazy. They're like, where do you get this stuff from? Google, man. Come on. It's in your hand. You probably watch me on the phone. So you go, it's right there in your hand. Just go look it up. So when I do hear that and how women have all the rights, it's because they chose to be the nurturers and be the caretakers for the children. But that doesn't always necessarily mean that they're the best parent.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I oh man, I'm trying. Well, I gotta watch my words on this thing. I'm trying to walk. I'm trying to tread lightly. I'm trying to tread lightly. I agree. I mean, I agree 100% on that, B. You know, can we can women, do y'all agree that you guys have more rights than men when it comes to the children than us? And if we can say, you know what, Shawn, you right. Okay, now we can have some open dialogue. But I know a lot of women get stiff with these kids, doing everything,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out where the guy is, et cetera, et cetera. But like I said before, if we were able to have these type of conversations, that situation would be a whole lot different.
Yeah.
And the situations going on in America right now too, as well.
See what Lisa
I
says?
think,
She said the system is built for women, but sometimes the system fails. And that's true. I will agree with that sometimes the system does fail women. But by and large, there's always, even if the system fails, women are always have a support system, just about, especially if she has family and friends and things like that. You'll always have some type of support system, unless you just don't know nobody and you don't have no friends and no family, of course. But even with the system failing, women, I told you, women still don't truly lose. They never truly lose. They lose battles, but they never truly lose the war, because they're always, there's something, always there's always a parachute. There's always a fail safe in it for women. And I understand it being that way because women carry the children. So there always have to be somewhere where they can land and still be able to survive, move forward, because they want women to continue to create children. So I get that. I get it all day long. But you got to admit the advantage that you have.
right. Yeah. Men pretty much are disposable. That
Yeah.
society depicts men as pretty much being disposable, like toilet paper.
Yeah.
Men pretty much are when it comes to a lot of things, and what I've seen based off the experiences that I've experienced and things I've been through, men is about as worth as toilet paper, as much as toilet paper. That's
Yep.
how I used to say that years ago in my 20s, and people be like, "Man, that's kind of harsh." I'm like, "Well, that's how the world looks at us."
Yeah.
They want what's in our pockets, okay? But we're
Yeah.
right at this point in 2021. We darn near are ATM machines and sperm donors. That's where we at. If anybody can make
Yeah.
me feel any different and to prove me wrong in that, please, I'm up to listen for anything. Anything.
Yep.
A man could be having, and I'm gonna put it like this: a man could be having mental issues. He can be having so many problems, but a man has to be 50 different things to everybody, to people.
Yeah.
And B, we didn't talked about this, man. It doesn't matter what we go through, bro. It doesn't
No.
matter how we feel. It doesn't even matter if we speak our truth. They not forced to listen to us. but we got to listen to them.
Have to.
You got more movements than I got fingers. So my thing about it is, and we ain't even got, damn it, one. So
Well, we talked about that, Shawn, did we?
I mean,
We was like,
man,
hey,
bro, come on, man,
women have come together. Women have come together on so many movements, and they got
and
so much done.
All different all colors of the rainbow come together.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we got?
Hey, what I said, the Black Panthers.
Yeah, like the Black Panthers. Hey, yeah.
Black Panthers, what else? NAACP. That's about it. But hey, look who we got back again in here, man. Nesco is back.
Oh, Nesco is back.
Now, I will disagree with that. The design of woman does fit the role of going out and chopping wood or getting food. The woman's role was to help the man obtain the goal, to lead, not lead him to the goal. Who was made first? If you're a one acting like a 2 or 3, then you're out of order, in my opinion. Yeah, well, that's what we said. Like her role, that wasn't her role. It was the man's role to go out and fight the saber-tooth tiger. Women couldn't do that back in the day, you know. Right. And the women who could do it were very, very few. There weren't many. You know, it could have been. I know some that could, but there weren't many. Let's see. Well, Lisa's laughing at toilet paper. Oh, this is what Nesco say. He say, you don't know how important toilet paper is until you don't have it. Men are very important. Hey, listen, Nes, I was just talking about this with my mom and one of her friends. And I was saying that, you know, women treat men as disposable, and they sit up and they talk crap about men on Al Gore's internet all day long. Like that's what they do. And I'm like, and you see, I watch them on these shows, whether it's The View, it's The Real, or any of these things. They sit up and they talk about men. And I sit and watch, and I'm like, yo, you sitting in an air conditioning building, making money, talking crap about men to women. And you have none of those things if men don't build these things. Say the most important resource on this planet is men, because men are the builders and men are the creators. If the working class of men in this country just decided to go on strike today, you know, nothing moves today. Nothing. Trash piles up in the streets, roads crumbles, bridges fall down. Like nothing moves if the working class of men decide, you know what, we don't want to do it no more. If the athletes, politicians, and all them, they stop playing, they stop doing what they're doing, okay, you're gonna feel it somewhat, but it's whatever. But if the truck drivers stop going, like, we get nothing without truck drivers, and majority of truck drivers is men. Everything burns down because 96% of firefighters are men. Like, there's no more air travel because 97% of men are pilots, 99% of men are air traffic controllers, 94% of men work the power grid. Like, if men stop working today, we have absolutely nothing. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to admit, if you talk about it, it's misogynist. You know, I am woman, hear me roar. Anything you can do, I can do better. But let's be honest about it.
Yeah, right. Here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, let's just segue into equality, man. I mean, was that a chuckle, Brandon? Was that? Brandon was like, Brandon, I heard you. Brandon, you need to speak louder when you say. Brandon said, equality. Yeah, okay. Because equality through feminism, I mean, at the end of the day, if we get equality through feminism, it will still be unequal as men. Because men have no right in the current world to fight the inequality that we face. Feminism is okay to have, but you can't just tackle women's issues and not men's. Give men the right to their own movement, tackling their issues. If not, you're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You know, and society expects men to behave in ways that are unequal to women. Ladies before gentlemen has always been the standard since the recording of history. So how is that not preferential to women? Again, we're not coming down on you guys. We're just trying to state the facts. You can check the stats. You know, I mean, just like we said, men ain't got no right when it comes to these kids, man. I mean, they're giving us camouflage smoke screens and all that nonsense. But theoretically speaking, if you got any high intelligence, when you standing in the courtroom, when she's getting the rights to those kids, and you got to go from being a husband to a weekend dad or a fiance, a boyfriend, to seeing your kids every day, to a weekend dad. I've heard millionaires. I heard Deion Sanders say he suffered depression. I went through depression. My first issue with depression is when my son, who was 15, he had to go. He went to Tennessee. And I'm not getting in all the ins and outs of that stuff because me and his mom, we are on we got a really good relationship going on. So I'm not going on the in and outs. But what I experienced when I went from not being and then you trying to see people and trying to explain it to them, I'm like, dude, you can see your kids every day. I gotta deal with my own crap. I gotta be Superman for you. I gotta be a preacher to her. I gotta be a counselor. And then when it comes to my problems, it's like, and then I get the attitude. I'm like, when I'm going through what I'm going through mentally and emotionally, you have no idea. Now I'm talking about guys who truly love their kids, how hard and how difficult for a man who truly loves his kid go from seeing his kid every day to going to be some weekend dad, or worse than that, just being out of town, going back and forth, flying back and forth, or driving back and forth to see his kid. So you don't think about the mental state. I heard Deion Sanders say he suffered depression when his babies was taken away from him. I think he was playing ball at the Falcons, or he was with the 49ers. He was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
Men go through so much, man, and no one cares about the detriment. But men go through a lot of things with these kids because she bitter. Now, no one's going to step up to the plate and be honest about that. My mom told me this. If there's two people, a happy person, you never want to see another person unhappy. A miserable person wants to see that man suffer. A bitter person wants to see him suffer.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the system why women are held in such a higher place when it comes to men, when both parties made these kids together. So that thing should be equal down the board, man. That's and it's just not right, dude. It's not, but it ain't gonna change, bro.
Yeah, let's see. Nesco says, and I'm about to go a little bit on that a little bit. Say society has got people actually believing they jump off a building with the suit and the cape on and actually fly. You're right. It's sad that this world is getting to where right is wrong and wrong is right. Bizarro world. I told you we backwards. We must stand firm in our true right and wrong values. Yeah, because they're taking it away. They're taking it away before our very, very eyes, man. I had a buddy of mine, and we were talking about like Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, I know he had twins with Mariah Carey. Then he had another baby with another lady. I think he's like I think another lady, she's like about to have twins again. So I think he was going to be his fourth and fifth kid, if I'm not mistaken. And buddy of mine, I was like, dude, he's out here creating single mother households. He said, but he has the money to take care of it. I said, I don't care how much money he has. Having the dad in the house with the kid every day, you cannot simulate that. You can't replicate it. You can't duplicate it. Hey, what they said was often imitated, never duplicated. Like you can't replace that. And I said, the effect that's going to have those kids, it's going to be a detriment to them. Because you see now where men who have money got a bunch of kids and their kids aren't doing very well. Future had a son right now. He was I think he got in trouble. He's in and out of jail. Shoot, look at Kirk Franklin, oldest son, and the stuff he went through with him, not being with his son every day. So the impact that can have, money isn't the solve all, and that's what people think. Money is not the solve all, man. Let's see. Nesco say most women have never been taught how to deal with a man on an intellectual level. Facts, especially when there's no father or a man in the home. There's a difference between being taught than watching how a man and woman operate in the home. Women must learn to listen just as much as they want to be heard. Because it's feels before reels. It's her feelings. Her feelings are her God, and that's what she operates off of. Forget logic, forget the facts, forget this statistic that I just put in front of you. Well,
Right.
and if you notice when you listen to women talk, well, I feel, that's the first thing they say.
Right.
I feel. No, I don't care about how you feel, what is and what isn't. That's what I want to know. See, Lisa said the health outcomes are better for children where the father is involved. These women are bitter and use kids as pawns.
Yeah, all day. All day. Good statement, Lisa. That's some truth right there. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. But, when it comes to these topics, it's like I said again, only a few real women are going to say something or um, comment or whatever, and I don't care what nobody says. Silence is complicit. You can say what you want. Silence shows when you don't comment on important topics like this, silence is complicit. Silence also shows that we are right about what we say. Silence shows bitterness and resentment. Silence just shows so much, man. Because
Yeah.
if you want if you do feel, and women, if you got boys up there, you got boys out here right now. If you got sons who are boys that's gonna grow up to be men, how would you feel if your son went through this? How would you feel if your son got railroaded on kids that he loved and she didn't play some game and took him and moved here and got stuff out of the safe and say that she has the rights when he definitely, and if they go into court, whatever the case, you never know. I mean, think about, ladies, if it was your son
Yeah.
going through these type of issues and your son ended up suffering depression because his kids is being taken away from him. How'd you feel about
Yeah.
that? And see, when that thing hits home, your perspective starts to change because now it's your child, it's your son, it's your boy, it's your baby boy going through this stuff.
Yep.
The same stuff you done sent some other dude who's got a mother through. So I mean, think about it. Think about it, man. I mean, hey man, that karma's something else, man. That karma's something else. But I
Yeah.
haven't, I try to practice the rule of not to do anything. And my mother, man, she saw me go through some stuff. She said, "Baby, don't worry about it. You're gonna get yours. Just don't retaliate in a negative way." That's a very hard thing. It was a very hard thing to do.
Very hard thing to do, especially when she's allowed to do whatever. I mean, because not only does she have daddy government backing her, but she has the local law enforcement backing her as well.
Oh yeah.
So at any time, she can levy any claim against you. You had that the Ilyana Van Zant that fixed my life, where you had the lady on there who lied on her husband, saying that he had molested his daughters. And she lied about it, and so she had 3 daughters, and they did the lie detector test. Come to find out she was lying, and so when they asked her about, well, why did you lie? You know what she said? She told that man, she said, well, you didn't try to fight for them. What? Are you serious? You just said you levied, I mean, serious claims against this man, and you talking about he didn't fight for his children? How can he fight for his children? The only way you can fight for your children is in the courts. That's the only way. That's the only way you can fight. Oh, never fight, never hold court in the street. Don't. No, that's the only way you can fight. But for her to say that, it absolutely destroyed that man. And he told her, he said, I'll never forgive you for this. Never. It'll never happen. I'll never forgive you for this. Destroyed. He missed so much time with his daughters and fractured their relationship. All because you had a woman who was bitter.
Right.
See, Ernesto says you got to have real talks to get real answers to solve real problems. Facts.
Right.
And Lisa said a woman can make a claim and it's taken as truth. A man has to prove it's not true. Hey, so about that real quick before you go in, Shawn, before you go in. So I'm chilling with my brother Memorial Day, and was talking to his uncle, and was telling we was telling him, because seeing the way he operate and stuff, walking up on the girl. He's like touching all on the shoulders to me. Oh, look at this tattoo. They don't even know the girl like that. And I'm like, yo, you gotta calm down, man. I said, do you not know the laws and how things work? And I told him, and he did not believe me. He shouted me down. He did not believe me. It took my brother and my brother's baby mom to convince him that a woman can go to the police station right now and give them my name. Never have to have met me. Never even seen none of my videos. Give them my name and levy a claim against me. Warrant's going to be put out for my arrest. They're going to bring me in, or I'll find out some way I got a warrant for my arrest. I'll turn myself in, or they're going to bring me in, and I have to prove that I didn't do whatever it is she said I did. And he was like, well, no, they're not. They don't have to pick you up. I say, yes, they have to pick me up, because if a woman goes in and says I did something, and they have knowledge that I possibly could have done something, they have to get me off the street because I am a threat. Because if they know that I have done something and I go do something again, whoever I do that to can sue the police because they knew what I've done previously and they did not get me off the street. And he just couldn't believe that. And I said, dude, that's common sense. But men don't know the laws, man. That's why we lose too. We don't know the laws.
Yeah. Man, I smell that bullshit shit. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. So you are dead on, and men got to know the laws. You definitely got to know the laws when it comes to that nonsense. You know, I'm like, what the hell? And but we talked about it. How many women walk up and touch guys all the time without that dude's consent? The dude say nothing. A dude could do the same thing, go squeeze her arm, and then she's calling the cops, so she's making a big scene. But she just went and squeezed that dude's arms over there, and he just looked at her like, you know, we always have to prove, and I got plenty of friends, well, not a lot, but I have a couple of friends who've been in situations where they were out of town. The woman said, this dude did this, and they was in a whole other state.
Yeah.
And they put out a warrant for his arrest, dragged him to jail on that guilty to innocent bullshit that they always do, because it ain't innocent to proven guilty. It is not innocent to proven guilty. It is guilty to proven innocent. And if you're a black man, you done anyway. So here's the thing. That's a whole different topic. So he had to go through all that stuff just to prove his innocence, just to prove his alibi. Like, man, I wasn't even in town. When did this happen? This happened yesterday. I wasn't even here. I was in New York.
Yeah.
So if she in Atlanta, how can I be in two places at one time? I've been in New York with my family for a whole week. And y'all drive me down here for this, man. And I'm like, man, you know, and here's the irony behind this. He's a white guy. And so, yeah, it don't. Here's the thing: if you a man, it don't matter, man. You screw. You screw. So he had to. He said, Shawn, I never ever looked at the system the same. He said all the stuff that black men go through, blah 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 blah. He said, man, I believe all of it now. He said the system. It is irretrievably broken, man. It's sad, bro. It's sad, but it's true, man. Yeah, who I don't know who that dude was that touched that woman. Boy, y'all gotta keep schooling that dude.
Yeah.
He gonna get caught up. He
older too, man. I think he got to be he gotta be late 40s, maybe early 50s. I think he got to be in his 40s.
What
man,
Did he fly out? Did he fly down for Pluto for the weekend? I mean, for something, man. Where did brother been at, man?
He's a Pookie and a Ray Ray, so you know.
Man, you couldn't pay me to I don't even make eye contact with him. I'm out by myself. I'm walking straight straight past line. He said, "No, you ain't finna get me caught up for nothing. Because if I ain't say nothing to you, you can't lie on me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? No, no, you ain't got. No, I ain't giving you nothing. I ain't giving
yeah.
you nothing. Yep,
Mm.
I'll be whatever you want me to be. I'm just not gonna be locked up in jail over some nonsense that you did. No, 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 no. I don't
Yeah,
even pay them no attention. I don't even look at them. I don't even look at them. Mm-mm.
yeah.
No eye
And
contact whatsoever.
that's why false allegations should be met. Whatever the time the guy was going to serve for doing whatever it is she claimed that he did, and he didn't, it's come to prove that he didn't do it. She needs to face that time. That'll deter people from false allegations. Let's see. Nesco says that's why men and women need to be more accountable with who they freely lay down with. If he/she was a bum when you was with him, he/she is not going to automatically turn into a father/wife from the Cosby Show because a baby is involved. They say from the Cosby Show. You can't turn HOE into a housewife unless they want to be. Period. Oh yeah, and that goes both ways. That goes both ways. I mean, you gotta know. You have to know. You have to properly vet. That's one thing that men definitely don't do. Men don't vet, but women are not vetting enough either. And that, like I said, when women don't vet, it's a true detriment to them because they carry the children. They are here wrecking their bodies for bums. They are. They're wrecking their bodies for absolute bums. And now you've made poor decision after poor decision over the last 20 years of your life. Now at the ripe old age of let's say 35. You done made bad decision after bad decision. You done had kids by the pookies and the rays and the bums or whatnot, or the abusive dudes, or you had a dude who's had money, but that's all he was about and didn't care nothing about you, whatever. But this guy, he was not a great choice, and he left you holding the bag with those kids. Now you want some other guy to come in and clean up the mess. No, and men collectively are saying no. Like I said, like why do men are finally have the mic now? Platforms like this platform, other platforms, men have the mic now. So men collectively are saying that no, we are not coming in to clean up a mess that was created by another man. I always say that to me personally. I don't want to do that. Anything
Right.
with a woman with children is short term at best because I'm not taking care of her kids. The only way I deal with a woman with kids is if her kids are grown. Like her kids got to be grown. Kids got to be grown. Especially you got little kids too. Oh no. No. Because I know that you are not looking for just a good time to hang out and have fun. No, you're looking for a father figure and you got mouths to feed. And I understand that. And so now that I understand that, I'm going to move on because that's not what I want to do. That's not what I'm looking for. Now, are there men out there looking for it? Yes. But those men now are becoming in short supply. They always joke. They say they were giving out stepdads in the 90s like free samples at the mall. That's what the 90s was about. Stepdad. Hey, you had a song called Stepdaddy. You remember that?
What?
I'm gonna call your mama. Call my mama. I'm gonna tell your mama. Tell my mama. You so bad. I'm so bad. You just mad because you ain't my daddy. It's Stepdaddy song. Matt, if you never heard that by Hitman Sammy Sam, I'm gonna send it to you. They were giving out stepdads like hotcakes in the 90s. That's not gonna work today. That's not the same today. Because guys are like, and this is another thing, so let's say I start dealing with a woman, Shawn, right now, and she has kids.
Right.
And let's say we're together for a couple of years, and let's say we live together. Do you know that she can sue me for child support because she say I've taken on a fatherly role in their life? Did you know that? Yes, Shawn. I do that. When I heard about that, scared the living daylights out of me. I say, so I could end up paying child support for a child that's not even mine, and the courts know that child isn't mine, but because I supposedly took on a fatherly role in their life, she can come after me for child support. And it's women who won. Shawn, it's happened. It's documented. That's insane.
Mm-mm-mm.
Let's see. Lisa Reed says they think they're a catch with all these different baby daddies. I'm the table. He said, Brandon, stop. Hey, man, Ness, I'm just saying, man. Yeah. Yeah, I hate that they come to I'm the table and she got like 4 kids by 7 different dudes. I was like, no, baby, that table was made in China.
Hey, what's that supposed to be like? All said, I'm the prize or something. I mean, I'm the
Yeah,
table.
that's yeah. Because they say, what do you bring to the table? I am the table. Okay.
Brandon, can you, Brandon, Brandon, did you break, Brandon? Brandon, did you break down what I'm the prize supposed to be? I'm the prize supposed to be her. That's it. Is that what
Yeah,
I'm the prize is? She the
yeah.
prize?
She's the prize. Because when men, because men have said that they're the prize, and if you really look at it, men
I
are
ain't
the
never heard
prize because
a man. When you heard a man say he the prize?
it's been very few, very few.
Yeah, I ain't never
But
heard a
men,
dude say
I've
that.
heard men teach that. I've heard men teach that and tell men that men, you are the prize. And we say we are the prize simply because we are the workers and we are in short supply. There's more women than men. Some places it's 8-1, some places it's 10-1. So the thing that's in less supply, that's the prize. And we're the plow horses, we're the workers. And it's not that women can't work and women can't earn money. The reason men earn more money than women is because we work longer hours, and we work harder jobs, more dangerous, harder jobs.
Right.
I mean, just look at COVID. Man, I hope I don't get strike for that because YouTube don't like when you say that. But see, the CV-19, 2.3 million women lost their jobs to 1.8 million in men. So that right there lets you know the jobs, a lot of the jobs that women had, it's superfluous jobs. It's jobs that weren't needed. It's jobs where their whole industry is going away that women were in that are becoming fully automated now. See, women lost 800 billion worldwide due to CV-19, and women in this country lost career earnings of 600 grand that they'll never see. And I'm like, well, that's because of the jobs that they did. Man, well, that's one thing about it. Manual labor is always going to be needed, regardless of whether they automate and computerize a lot of jobs, because you're always going to need manual labor. It's just some things that computers cannot do. And that's where men come in. Men do those jobs. Men have no issue doing those jobs. Men do the dirty, nasty, disgusting jobs in this country to help us day to day. And they look at those guys like they're nothing. Like the blue collar guys, they crap on blue collar guys all the time, man. That's hilarious to me. I don't understand it. But if it wasn't for blue collar guys, you wouldn't have any of these comforts that you have today.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly,
You feel that?
man.
Hey, I'll tell you, you feel that AC that's hitting your skin right now? Yeah, that's a man. Oh, your toilet flushed. Your toilet flushed? Oh, yeah, that's most likely a man. Your house is on fire. Oh, it's a man. He's coming to save you. Like, come on now. Let's cut this. We got to cut it, man.
But you know what, man? That's the society we live in, man. There's certain things that it's all right to talk about, and there's certain things. Society reminds me of a person, man, who is just they only want to hear their side, and when it comes to the truth and other important topics, they just turn their back on it, man. That's what society does, man. And that's what, when it comes to what men are trying to do, man, when it comes to men supporting other men, you would think we would have more support than what we have with each
Yeah.
other. You would think that, women would be like, you know what, man, that's pretty good. But again, we got to get the support from each other, man, because it's not coming nowhere else.
No.
You know,
And
for
that's
us to
where
keep talking about
men,
it with our main topics.
yeah, and that's why I say we got to keep this going, man, because men have already told me, the impact that it's having, conversations that they just haven't been able to have with family, with friends. Because one thing about it is they want to talk about men being emotional and, want us to be sensitive, but you want to dry your woman up and have her legs shut tight like a vice grip on you. go ahead and get super emotional and be crying all in front of her and stuff like that. Now that doesn't mean you can't emote some, but some dudes just take it to another level, and the women perceive them as weak. You know, those are women are not a place where you dump your emotions. No, you're better off not dumping any more emotions at all than dumping the way a lot of men do today.
Right. I agree.
I see Lisa say, you have men pandering to women and their viewpoints on the daily. Oh my God, Lisa. See, that's what Lisa. See, Lisa.
What did she say? What did she say, Ryan?
She said, you have men pandering to women and their viewpoints on the daily.
Wow.
That's true. I was talking to Lisa yesterday, and she was saying that she's talking about that she don't care if they take a woman card, because that's true though. The things when men pander to women, they blow up. They do. Derek Jackson blew up because he was pandering to women. Now that he's lost some steam, he still got a little following, but he's not as popular anymore. But you got another guy who done replaced him called Poppy Don or something like that, tatted up, cholo looking dude, and he's pretty much going the Derek Jackson route. And dude done blew up in like a couple of weeks, because he's telling women, to my man, don't stop asking how her day is. Send her some money. You need to do this for women, do that for women, and basically pandering to women. And he's blown up in a short amount of time. It's very lucrative to tell women what they want to hear. Everybody does it. The entire society does it. Family, friends, social media, the church, movies, music. They tell women what they want to hear, because when women hear what they want to hear, what do? They part ways with their cash. That's what they do. So it's very lucrative to pander to them. And women got to understand that. They're just trying to get money out of you, baby. That's all. It's about money. It's not about your well-being. It's not about you being right. It's not about you being the boss chick or sister soldier. It's about you coming up off that bread. Because men don't spend money like that.
Right. That is absolutely true. Man, I agree with you 100%. And Lisa killed it with that, man. I mean, every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I mean, and of course, he is going to be popular because he's coming from the land of Beta land. He in Beta land, and they love. It's just the betas are going to cater. They're gonna say everything you want. They're gonna do everything right. They're never gonna do anything wrong, and they're gonna tell you what they want to hear, man. He's that beta stuff, man. And I hope, and it's a shame. It's a shame that ladies are falling from a different looking dude saying the same stuff that old boy was saying with that beta stuff, man. And of course, when you don't tell people what you don't want, when they don't want to hear, Brandon, you are very unpopular. Nobody, you mean, and and I done heard stuff about the nice guy, and the pretty woman guy. I mean, they all love that nice dude, that nice one. Oh man, look what he's doing. If that's the case, y'all leave bad boys alone. Then leave us the hell alone. Leave us alone. Please leave us alone. Don't call us. Don't look at us. Don't try to get our attention. Don't bother bad boys at all. Period. Stay with your betas, because they got female tendencies like you do. Don't bother bad boys at all. At all.
Right.
Get the dude who gonna slow stroke you every time you get busy. Get that dude. Get him who gonna cater to everything. Your feminist movements and all that stuff. Get that dude. Don't mess with bad boys, period. Don't mess with bad boys, period.
See, Nesco say, a woman calling herself a prize is stupidity. Women were meant to be a gift presented by God to cure something that plagues man to this very day, and that's loneliness. People do detrimental things when they're lonely. Loneliness.
I love Nesco. Nesco, you had me at stupidity.
Yeah. Hey, and you want to talk about babies? You want to talk about babies being born? How many babies were born out of loneliness? Let's think of it. Come on, now.
So many, bro.
Yeah.
So many.
You see,
Oh
women
my
are going
God.
to use those betas and keep it moving. Lisa said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly what
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
use
do.
them and keep it moving. Oh,
Yeah.
see, we 50. See, we had 55. So one thing I didn't bring up, so I got to bring it up.
Bring it up though.
Paternity fraud. Paternity
Ooh,
fraud. Oh, let's talk
wow.
about it. When
Let's
I was
get
like,
into
before
it.
we was talking, women have made Maury so much money, so much money, and it's because they couldn't keep it in their pants for what, a couple of weeks, like just a couple of weeks. That's all you had to do, and then you'll know that this specific guy is the dad. But in a couple of days span, you with multiple guys, and they always talk about men, but paternity fraud is an issue, man. They did a had a thing, I think it was in the UK, where fathers were doing paternity on their children's, like almost en masse, and come to find out 20 to 30% of them were not the fathers. 2 out of 10 were not the fathers of the children that they were raising.
Come on,
And that
man.
we have similar rates here in the US. I think they say worldwide it can range from 0.8% to 30% paternity fraud. Men raising children that they think is theirs, but it's not. That is still a problem. And when you want to talk about mandatory DNA tests at birth, women push back against those things because they don't want to be. There are a lot of women don't want to be held accountable to that. But if you have nothing to lose, just like if a man asks you for a paternity test, I don't care if y'all been together 10 years and you come up pregnant. I want a paternity test. I want a DNA test. I want to ensure that that child is mine, because as soon as my eyes close, I can't trust you. Like, because that 2 seconds my eyes closed, ain't no telling what you done did. So for me, I gotta have that paternity. Men, it's an instinct. It's instinctive in us. It's hardwired in us for us to ensure paternity. That's why when it comes to women who are promiscuous and women who are loose, we have this natural revulsion, because one thing, we'll use them for fun and we'll have fun with them, but to invest in and to have a child with, no, because men want to ensure paternity. We want to make sure the child that we're having is our child. The child that we're raising is our child.
Right.
So
Right.
what you think about that?
I mean, well, B, I was in a situation where a young lady said, a child was mine. And I was excited. It was a little girl. It was, man, this was like, God, I had to be in my 20s. And the baby was born. I went through all this stuff. I was, just waiting till the baby got here, and I just wanted to be sure. And I asked, I want to do the paternity the test, but so we put it on hold, and then went through the whole process or whatever. And it was a couple of weeks that passed, man. I was so excited, man. I was getting ready to tell my whole entire family, man. And she said, "I want to talk to you." And she said, this is her truth. She was like, Shawn, you're not the father of this kid, and I can't do this, to you. I just knew you were gonna be a good father, and you was excited. And the dude who is the father is not who I wanted to be the father of this child. I just wanted it to be yours, and I know 100% it's not yours. Man, that thing hurt, man. That thing hit me. It hit me, and being in your 20s after a couple of weeks, you'd be like, oh man, okay, I dodged a
Wow.
bullet or whatever. But still, it kind of messed with you. And ever since after that, man, I'm like, I always had that thing in the back of my mind. I'm like, man, who does that? Who life changing lies? Who 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 does that? Yeah, man. So it's true, man. It happened, man. So I believe that paternity fraud is real. That thing's so real,
Yeah.
and it could be a lot of dads out here, man, raising kids that's not theirs, all because they trusted them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and some ain't even asked,
Yeah.
you know.
Case in the UK, guy, he 3 boys. He's married for 20 years, I think. And the boys are grown now. They're in their 20s. He found out after their divorce that he was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. And he said his sister had it as well, but she died. She usually, the life expectancy is very short. So, I don't think you're expected to live past 30 with cystic fibrosis. And so he found out that he has it. And so what that means is that he can't have children. He's infertile. So when he found that out, of course, he called his ex-wife at the time immediately. And he just wanted to see if she was going to tell the truth, because truth is that he can't have kids. Come to find out, all three of the kids were not his. And she basically made a big deal about him saying that, no, that's wrong. And, these kids are your kids and blah, blah, just lying. Just lying, ma'am, you found out. I got cystic fibrosis. You found out. And so he said that if she had been honest with him and just told him up front, they probably could have moved forward, but she lied. So you know what he did? He sued her. And now he sued her, and it fractured the relationship between him and the boys. Now, granted, okay, you pretty much their dad after that amount of time. You're not their father by blood, but you're pretty much their dad. You're the only dad that they know.
Right.
Right. And so you have a relationship with the boys. But they were asking him, he was on the news, and they were asking him, he said, well, why would you sue her knowing that it was going to fracture a relationship with your boys? He said, I always taught my boys to be gentlemen, to be upstanding, contributing members of society, and to tell the truth, and to not, bullcrap people. He said, so how would I look if I allowed their mother to get off when I know that she wronged me? He said, but it fractured relationship with your boys. He said, hey, they grown men. They grown men. It is what it is. So when I saw that, man, I was like, dude, that's insane to me. Insane. For 20 years, this life, man, gone. Time, money, stuff he will never get back. And people think, oh, that's an isolated incident. No, man, it's happening all the time. It's men raising kids right now that don't know that it's not their kids. Right now. And those men will never get that time back. They'll never get that money back. And it's sad, man. But mandatory paternity test, man. That's it. That we're gonna have to come to that, because I told you we're set up in a society today where monogamy is going to be a thing of the past. Loyalty is going to be a thing of the past because we got too many options today.
Yeah, man, it's getting rough out here, bro.
Yeah, it is
rough out there, man. Rough.
Lisa say these women are scandalous. They use men for different purposes. Oh, we know. You got 13 dudes in the phone. Food man, weed man, excitement man, de-appointment man, emotional tampon man, the dude who you tell all your problems to. I mean, you got a man for every day of the week, every month of the year, every season. I mean, we know this. A woman is never going to lack men. She's not. The only way she lack men is if she chooses to lack men. And even then, even if she don't want to be bothered by men, she could be gay and dudes still gonna get at her in some cases. So women are never gonna lack men. And so when they see men are in abundance, they use and abuse them. It's just what it is.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then they'll say, and then this is the argument, Shawn. Well, men do the same thing. Yeah, a few men do the same thing. The top 20% of men do the same thing, because I don't have the same access to women as those men who have the looks, money, status going on. Whether you got the athletes, the entertainers, all those guys. Like, I don't have the same access to women that they have. So I can't use and abuse women because I'm not going to come across the volume of women that they're going to come across. The only time a man has the amount of can even come close to the amount of women that women have for men, women having men, is if he's rich and famous. That's it. Even a good-looking guy, if he's a broke bum, he's just a broke bum. He's going to have his a nice share of women, but it's nothing compared to a man with money. And the most average-looking stock factory woman straight off the assembly line have tons of dudes. So we can't do it. We can't use and abuse women at the rate that women can do it to men because we just simply don't have the opportunity.
Right. I agree. I mean, boy, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. I don't even need to say nothing, man. You just killed it on that. B. It's definitely true. But and it's always gonna be that way. That's just the
Yeah,
way the world
that's
is
the way it
actually set
is.
up.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they say what 30 men can populate the entire Earth. So if Thanos snapped away all the men right now, and only say these 30 men are on the planet, all 30 can impregnate all the women on the planet. That's all you need.
Yeah.
So that's why we're seeing this. That's why we're seeing this disposable. But even with that said, we're the builders. Nothing is going to get built. Nothing's going to move. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Not
go.
at
Hey,
all.
it'll be 30 men impregnating all the women, but y'all gonna be in mud huts.
Man, dude, you crazy, man. I'm gonna be a
I'm just
butthead.
saying. Let's be honest, man.
Oh man, yeah, man. That's true, man. That's true, man. Well, that's just where we at, man. Hopefully we get better. The only way we're gonna get better, man. If I had a final thought, the only way we're gonna get better, man, is that we have open communication, and then we listen, and not listening. You don't listen to respond. You listen to hear, and you don't listen with attitude, man. You put the
Yeah,
egos and your pride to the side, and really, really soak in what that person is telling you. And men, I mean, women, if you want better men, and if you want your man to be better, listen to what he goes through. I mean, just listen to
yeah,
him. Listen to his viewpoints on things, and not with attitude, but with eagerness to be the opposite of that, so y'all can come together and just pretty much do it right. Is it is it important to be? Is it more important for you to be right, or is it more important for you to be happy?
right. Yeah,
You got to figure out what's more important. You being right, your ego, your pride, or you guys being both be happy together. I
yeah,
mean, but the only way we can be able to come to reach a happy medium is that we got to sit and we got to have real transparent, real true conversations, man. And
yeah.
with no judgments and with no attitude, but a positive mindset, man, so we can get better as men and women for each other. Until those conversations start to happen, man, there's always going to be a huge disconnect in marriages and boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancés, and all that stuff because no one's taking the time to actually have that communication to where they can actually understand each other. And
Right.
and then it all goes back to the mindset, B. I mean, you know, if that's how you think, how it's going to get better.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I was gonna get better. So, hold on. Let me see. Food, sex, and silence meet those basic needs. I mean, you could just at least meet the bare minimum, at least, because it's not a lot of women that's meeting the bare minimum. Food, sex, silence. It's a lot of women who don't meet those criteria, and I mean that's well within your reach. I mean that, and if you can't give me that, that's just laziness at that point. That's let me know that you care nothing about me, and I need to move forward. I need to move on if I can't get those three things out of you. I mean, that's yeah, I feel you on
Right.
that one, Lisa. Yeah. But and don't get it twisted, man. Talking about women, some of them say, well, it seems you talking about women is kind of harsh. No, because I'm double harsh on men. Trust me, there's
Oh,
not a
yeah.
time where I'm not going to ever hold a man accountable. Because even with us talking about paternity fraud, even with us talking about whether he wanted to be a father or not, you got to protect yourself, man. The whole thing of this right here wasn't to necessarily vilify women. This was to open men's eyes and say, hey, you need to take control of your life and not put your life and rights in the hands of somebody else. Once you give your rights away, I don't wheel that. What other discussion do we need to have? Especially if that's was something you chose to do. You know,
Right.
there are special situations, of course, but for the most part, being vetting women better because men rarely vet women for anything long term. It's rare that we do so. You already know we look top and bottom,
Mm.
and accessibility. to the box. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because you can have a woman, she got top and bottom, she nice, she all these things, but she acting stingy. Hey, men are gonna go where the sexual access is. So that's just what it is. You can have a girl who's this everything, but hey, she playing them games, and you like, hey, I got needs that need to be met. Keisha over here, and I got $40, so I need to get it
in. Boy, with that $40. Oh my God, man! Keisha over
That's
here.
just what it is. Keisha over here, and I got $40. So, but that's where men mess up. That's where we mess up, man. You know, that's where we mess up. So we got to be better, man. Take control. Take control. Right. Walk away. Vote with your wallet and vote with your feet, man. That's the best way. The best way for you to protect yourself. Don't participate. Don't participate. And once men stop participating, they have to take notice. They have to, because the divorce machine and the child custody machine makes billions of dollars. Billions. Divorce is incentivized. Child support is incentivized because that money goes to the government. Like child support, I didn't know child support don't go straight directly from you to her. Child support goes to them, sits in their bank accounts, accrues interest. They puts it in whatever investments they want, make money off your money, then give the money, the cut. Let's say they tripled your money. They're going to give her the money that you gave, and they're going to keep those other two halves. Those other the 2/3 of that money. So when I found that out, when I learned that, I said, okay, this isn't about the children. Yeah. See, Lisa said you a fool. Hey, I got to tell it like it is. I got to tell it like it is. So men, protect yourself.
Right.
Hey, do what you got to do, man. Protect yourself. You know, having a kid today. You better vet her out. You better make sure that, you know, she's the one. You gotta at least make sure that she's a good mother, and you guys at least gonna have some type of communication. Not saying that you have to get married or you have to be with this person, but just pick a quality person who to have children with if you decide to have children. Or if even if you're just laying down for recreation, you need to pick people who you're gonna be able to count on when it comes time for you having children. Because anybody you lay down with is a possible parent. So yeah, man. So
That's
man,
good.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Follow Shawn on all social media, Facebook. Hey, pretty much you see my social media on the bottom. He's on social media as well. Follow him on all the social media platforms, man. Hey, we get more topics coming, man. This is just it flows off the top of the brain, man. We get in those brainstorming sessions, and it just goes. It just goes. So we got more coming.
Mm-hmm. That's right, straight off the dome.
Yeah, man. Hey, Ness go say quality over quantity. Yes, Ness. Quality over quantity, baby. All day. Get it in your life, fellas. Quality over quantity. You ain't got to having those kills. You could be back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, having kills under your belt. That was cool, and you get away with some of that. Men are paying the price today for that mentality, of course. I say, but in 2021, trying to go rack up kills, man, you playing a dangerous game, man.
Very, very dangerous.
Yeah,
don't do it, fellas.
Don't
do it. Don't do it, fellas.
Yeah,
please don't do it,
man.
Take it from me, please don't do it.
Yeah. All right, so man, that's it, fellas. We'll see y'all next week. We'll be back again. Hopefully, we're gonna get this mental health part 2 going. So hopefully soon we're gonna get that going. We gotta delve back into that, fellas. So we haven't forgot about that. For all my watchers who've asked me about that, we're gonna get that men's mental health part 2 going. So that's gonna be coming, dog. So just stay tuned. But I appreciate y'all. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe, man. And we out of here.
All right, B. Take it easy, brother.
Yes, sir.